So if you're over the age of 25 right now, that means your life is over 30% of the way done. So the average person lives to be just a hair under 80, statistically speaking. So you can do all the math. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is I think reminding yourself of this really helps to clarify what decisions you should be making in your life right now. So I want to tell you a little bit of a story and why this statistic basically made me completely change everything I was doing in my life. So I was about 24 years old. This was about 2 years ago. And I had grew and scaled this business up. I had started making way more money than I'd ever seen in my life. And so I did the normal things. I bought a car that I really liked, which is actually this car. I got this really cool apartment downtown, city skyline view. And I was just, I was so excited to have all these things that I'd always wanted as a young kid, starting my business, years and years before. It'd take me 7 years, 8 years to experience this, right? And I had started just getting all these things, and the girl and the, just the life, the lifestyle, right? And man, it felt really good at first. It was something that I'd always wanted. And after I got all these things, I started having this whisper in the back of my head. I was this thing of man, I don't really know if I want to do this. And specifically, I'm talking about the business, not necessarily the lifestyle and all that. The business I was running, I was man, is this really it for me? Is this really what I want to do? And it's just this whisper. It's why am I doing this? And it just slowly got louder. Month after month, year after year, really only lasted a few years. I just kept ignoring it though. I was no. I convinced myself, okay, it's just shiny object syndrome. I'm just being a bitch right now. I just need to sit down and do the work, and everything's fine. And there's probably some truth to that. And I did stick it out to make sure that wasn't what was happening. But towards the end of it all, I just remember one night thinking about this, and I actually did the math of living to 100. That's how I did the math, but the average age is 77 apparently, life expectancy that is. But I did the math, and when I saw that number was 25%, 30% actually in all reality, I got terrified. And I realized, man, a third of my life is already gone. I only get to do this 2 more times. And I'm only getting older and more frail. And, I'm not going to have the youth and the athleticism and all that stuff that I have now, when I'm, 70. And I was just, it all hit me. And I kind of realized something very simple. This isn't profound by any means, but that life is way too damn short to be doing things that we don't want to do. It's way too short. A year, 2 years. Man, it's way too short for that. You can do the math on what that percentage is each year and all that, but it's too much. And we don't have enough time. And I think that death is a very good motivator. It's a very good reminder, because no matter what you believe in, whether you believe in heaven, whether you believe in hell, whether you believe in the afterlife or reincarnation or nothing, it doesn't matter what the hell you believe in. I think it's pretty universally agreed upon that after this life, whether there is something or not, we won't remember this life. I talk to Christians, I talk to different religious people, I talk to atheists. Either way, no matter what you believe in, afterlife or not, you won't remember this life. So with that in mind, this is it. This is all you have. Even if you get reincarnated and you have little deja vu glimpses of this life, you're never going to remember this life. This is all you actually have right now. And that should be a wake-up call. That should make you go, holy shit, what am I doing? Unless you're just ecstatic and happy and doing what you want to do, which wonderful. I'm very happy for you, but I don't think that that's the majority. I think the majority of people are doing things to get by. They're doing things as a means to an end, and that's okay. It's not that you can never do things you don't want to do. Maybe you have to go to college for the job that you have, whatever. That's fine. That's totally fine. I'm not saying that you can never suffer. Trust me, suffering is a part of life no matter whether you do what you want to do or you don't. You will probably suffer more doing what you want to do, honestly, because you'll be pushed. It's just how it works. All of this is to say that right now I want you to ask yourself a question, because you don't know how long you have. All you know is there is an end. That might be 10 days, it might be 10 years, that might be 80 years, it might be 10 minutes. You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. This life isn't promised. Nothing is promised. And I share this with you because when I was 17 years old, I was in high school and I had a dream. I had a camera and, I was like, I think I can make a living with this thing. I think I can make videos and I think I can do this. And I just had this undying belief in myself, and I did it. Like, I'm almost 10 years in, still living off of my camera, still making videos, following my dream, and that dream is a reality now. And I share this with you because it's so easy to listen to what everyone says and what society's telling us that we need to be doing, but it's like, man, even financially speaking here, like, I've experienced absolute, brutal, zero money in the bank, stressed out of my mind. Like, I've experienced that. I've experienced more money than some people may ever see in their life. I've experienced both sides, and I can tell you right now that, like, no amount of money is worth you throwing away your dreams. Like, I will continue doing what I'm doing, and I will probably make way more money than I ever would have going down the job route. But even if I didn't, I say didn't because it'll never happen. I don't believe that for myself. But even if it didn't, like, who fucking cares? Like, you're going to be laying on your deathbed, and you're not going to give a shit about what was in your bank account. You're not going to care about how many Instagram followers you had. You're not going to care about any of that stuff. What you're going to care about is, did I do what I wanted to? Did I experience what I wanted to experience? Did I just give it my all? That's what you're going to care about in the end of the day. At least I suspect. So all of this goes to say, I don't know how old you are. Even if you're 18, the number's not that different. You don't have that long. And the older you get, the faster it goes. Like, it's just, you felt this. I know you felt this. You're laying down at bed and you're like, dude, I just did this. You wake up in the morning and boom, it's nighttime, and it just keeps happening, right? Life is just flashing by. That should scare you. Like, you can start living the life you want to live right now. It's literally all in your head. The reality that you're creating, it's all in your head. I share all this because I had to, at that moment when I was running this business, I was doing all these things, I had to let go. And it was very, very challenging because my ego was so tied up in the amount of money that I was making, and even just the character that I had created, the apartment that I was living in, and the lifestyle that I had created for myself. I had to let go of that, and it was hard. It was really hard, and it took a long time, actually. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I really was able to let go fully until recently, and that was like a year ago. I moved out of that apartment like 8 months ago. So I share this with you that to share with you that life ends. We don't know when, but life ends. So do what you want to do today. Like, if you die today, will you be happy with what you've done? Will you feel that you fulfilled your life? And if you can't say yes to that right now, I strongly encourage you to make a change. That's all I got to say. It's way too short to be doing shit we don't want to do. That's all I got to say.